Our chief White House correspondent Jon Karl was there on the tarmac. He asked the president why he thinks Kim Jong-un decided to free the prisoners.
Mr. President, why do you think he decided to free these prisoners?
Say it.
Why do you think he decided to free these prisoners now?
I really think he wants to do something. I think he did this because I really think he wants to do something and bring that country into the real world. I really believe that, John, and I think that we're going to have a success.
And John joined us now. John, what a different view of Kim Jong-un from those early days in the administration.
Well, I thought it was remarkable because he was saying that he really believes that Kim Jong-un, somebody who he not long ago had called a madman, that he really believes not simply that he can get a nuclear deal with him, but that he believes that he wants to fundamentally, radically change North Korea. I pressed the vice president on that shortly after those prisoners got off the plane out there at Andrews Air Force Base. You were out there with those prisoners just as they set foot on American soil again. How are they? I mean, how were they treated?
Well, we'll see. They're at Walter Reed Hospital now getting medical attention they received all on the way back. But to see them come out on the platform with President Trump and the First Lady, to see the joy on their faces, and to be able to greet them on the tarmac was really one of the greatest joys of my life.
One of those three prisoners had spent 3 years in hard labor in North Korea. What's your sense of how he's doing, and then to come out to this scene?
It's heartbreaking to think of it. In fact, the Secretary of State told me that when the plane refueled in Anchorage, one of the detainees asked to go outside the plane because he hadn't seen daylight in a very long time. But as they came down the stairs, the joy on their faces, their appreciation for the people of the United States, for their countrymen, for the president, and frankly, their gratitude to God was deeply moving. The first words that they said to us were thank you, and then thank you for your prayers.
Because this comes after Mike Pompeo, now Secretary of State's second trip to North Korea, second meeting with Kim Jong-un. Those photographs, the two of them are all smiles. It's almost, I mean, it's remarkable, surreal. Big enthusiastic handshake, like they're old friends. How is that possible? I mean, you yourself have described Kim Jong-un as one of the most brutal dictators on the planet. Well, how all the smiles now?
Well, what you're seeing is diplomacy, but diplomacy that has followed the United States of America speaking truth, that will no longer tolerate the path that North Korea has been on with regard to nuclear missiles. What's different today is that the United States has offered no concessions, nothing in exchange, and yet we do see like this remarkable moment of 3 Americans coming home and the commitments being made by Kim Jong-un. We see signs that this may be different, and it's all a result of President Trump's leadership.
The president called Kim Jong-un a madman. Was the president wrong back then, or is he a madman?
Well, we're seeing hopeful signs from Kim Jong-un that he is prepared to embrace complete denuclearization. That's his words. But President Trump found a way to communicate in terms, I believe, that Kim Jong-un could finally hear. He could hear that this president was serious about achieving the objective that has eluded the world community for a quarter century. That is the full denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
While the president and the vice president sound hopeful and talk about peace when it comes to North Korea, the tone regarding Iran is strikingly different. The president just yesterday warned that there would be severe consequences if Iran were to restart its nuclear program. I asked the vice president if that meant that the president is willing to go to war to stop Iran from getting a bomb. He didn't answer directly. What he said, though, George, was the United States of America will not permit Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. It sure sounded like a threat of military action.
And it sure does. And, John, it is striking that both the vice president and the president seem to believe that Kim Jong-un might completely denuclearize?
that he might completely denuclearize it. Essentially, George, that he might be a transformational historical figure. It's really an amazing turnaround in how they view that man.
Okay, Jon Karl, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.